Hey, what's up everybody? I'm JBFlintlock. In this video, we're going to talk about one of the most important topics that I'm going to cover in my winter video series on muzzleloader education. We're going to talk about setting and maintaining a good flint. So there's a couple different aspects to it, but the main thing that I want to get across is consistency is king. Consistency is the most important thing in all of muzzleloading, and you're going to hear me say it as we go forward into some more advanced topics, because we're talking about little things that make like really subtle differences, but when you add them all up, it really makes for a good shooting experience, consistent and accurate shooting. So this is probably one that gets overlooked a lot, but we're gonna dive right in and talk about it. So here on camera 2, I have a flintlock here, the lock out of my 40 caliber. So what I'm referring to when I say setting the flint is when it's put into the jaws. Let me zoom in here a little bit to get a better look at it. So whenever the flint is set into the jaws of the hammer, the distance between the front of the flint and the face of the frizzen is really what's important. You want that to be as consistent as you can. It doesn't necessarily have to be up against it touching. Like this lock is in half cock, and there's quite a gap here. It's just the way that the lock is made and where the notch is. But what you want is consistent setting of the flint. So what I like to do is put mine in the jaws, get it kind of snug, and then I check it with my little screwdriver here, and I kind of maintain the same distance. If it's back too far into the jaws, then I just slide it out a little bit. If it's too far forward, I bring it back a little bit. So I just want to kind of maintain somewhere in that neighborhood a consistent distance as I go along. So what happens, we're going to talk about napping the flint. So napping is a resharpening of an English or French flint. Now agate flints or saw cut flints, you're not really able to nap them very well. So but we're gonna touch on this here in a minute. But as you nap it, your flint becomes shorter and shorter, and so you want to be able to slide it out and maintain that distance. It helps for your consistency and your speed of your lock. So one of the ways that you can get consistent, I'll show you the leather that I use. So it's just a piece of buckskin. It's pretty thin, and I cut a notch out of it sometimes, not always, but what it allows is when I wrap it around, it gives you an area to go around the main screw for the jaw. So I'll show you by setting this one in here. I'm going to take this one out and set it aside. Now, one of the nice things when you're talking about flints, one of the things that I like to do is go through and select them, and I try and pick one with a flat top. So you can see there that this one's flat. That will allow me to slide it forward or backward in the jaws, more so than one like this where it comes to a steep point on top. It makes it a lot harder to make adjustments to your flint when they're shaped like this. Now if you're buying them online and things, sometimes you get what you get. But so I wrap this around and I'm going to place it into the jaws. Oops, a little loose. So, and then I'm going to check my gap and tighten it back down. Check it again. That's pretty good where I like to have it. So then I'll just snug it up. So what I'm looking for is, I'm looking for the flint to strike high up, about 3/4 of the way up the face of the frizzen, so that it gives it the most opportunity to scrape and acquire sparks. So you can kind of see, let's see, this is about the area where I usually have it strike, and this area is very, from here down, has been scraped very evenly across, everything like that, and that's where the sparks are coming from. So the other thing is napping a flint. So what I like to do is place my finger on the underside of the flint, and just very gently with my napping hammer, I'm going to come in there and work my way across. And this one's already pretty sharp, so I don't have a lot to do there. But there you can see the flakes of flint. Now these are very sharp, so you want to be very careful with them. But I'm going to set these off to the side. But that's how you do it, and so you maintain a sharp flint. If you see, let me see if I have one, this one here. So this one that was already in the jaws is a little bit rougher, so it makes it a little more difficult. Now I don't have it securely fastened, but you'll get little bumps and things and nodules on the face of that. So you want to try and come in, and I like to use maybe the corner of my napping hammer or the front edge. I don't really hit it too hard, you know, like that. And that's how you resharpen your flint and keep it sharp, and try and make it even across so that it mates, you know, well with the face of the frizzen. Alright guys, so I hope that you were able to see in camera 2 what I'm talking about and have a good idea of, you know, what's going on, and I hope that I did a good job of explaining it. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me on my website. It's www.JBFlintlock.com. You can also comment below in the video here or on Facebook. So I appreciate all the feedback that I've been getting, and I have, you know, a lot of videos coming up covering some really cool topics. So definitely subscribe to my channel so that you never miss a minute. As always, thank you and safe shooting.